3 New True Gas Station Horror Stories. Story 1. The last pump. The rain started just after midnight, turning the empty highway into a black ribbon that disappeared into endless darkness. I had been driving for almost 6 hours, heading toward a small town in northern Montana to visit my older brother. My GPS had lost signal nearly 40 miles back, and my phone showed only 1 bar before dying completely. The fuel gauge was almost empty. I kept telling myself I'd find another gas station soon, but mile after mile, there was nothing except forests and abandoned buildings. Then I saw it. A faded neon sign flickered in the distance. Gas open 24 HAURS. The letters buzzed weakly, as though they had been struggling to stay alive for years. Relief washed over me. I pulled into the station. It looked forgotten by time. Only one of the 4 pumps still worked. The others were wrapped in yellow caution tape that flapped gently in the wind. The convenience store windows were covered with grime, making it impossible to see inside. A rusty pickup truck sat beside. The building, covered in dust so thick it looked as if it hadn't moved in decades. The place was completely silent. No music. No traffic. Not even insects. Only the sound of rain hitting the roof. I stepped out and reached for the pump. It started immediately. That surprised me. Usually old stations require prepayment. As the numbers climbed on the screen, I glanced toward the store. Someone was watching me. An old man stood behind the counter. He didn't move, didn't wave, didn't smile. He simply stared. His face was pale beneath the flickering fluorescent lights, and his eyes looked unusually dark, almost black. When the tank filled, I walked inside to pay. The bell above the door never rang. The air inside smelled like mold, gasoline, and something rotten. The shelves were mostly empty. The snacks had expiration dates from nearly 10 years. Dust covered everything. Except the counter. The old man still hadn't blinked. Evening, I said. Nothing. He slowly slid a handwritten receipt toward me. $28.40. His voice sounded dry, like leaves scraping across pavement. I handed him my credit card. He looked at it for several long seconds before pushing it back. Cash. I don't have enough. He stared. Then he whispered something that made my skin crawl. You already paid. I? What? You paid before. I laughed nervously. I've never been here. His expression never changed. Everyone says that. Before I could answer, a loud knock echoed from somewhere behind the store. 3 slow knocks. Boom. The old man's face changed instantly. Fear. Real fear. He looked toward the back hallway. Then at me. His voice dropped to a whisper. Leave. What? Now. Another 3 knocks, louder this time. Boom. The lights flickered. Every refrigerator in the store shut off at once. The station became deathly quiet. Then I heard footsteps. Not outside. Inside. Somewhere. In the darkness behind the storage room. Heavy footsteps. Slow. Dragging. The old man backed away from the counter. He looked as terrified as I felt. It found another driver. What found another driver? He didn't answer. Instead, he grabbed a shotgun from beneath the counter. My heart nearly stopped. Sir, what's happening? He pointed toward the front door. Don't look behind you. Of course, I looked anyway. A figure stood just outside the glass entrance. It was impossibly tall. Its head nearly touched the top of the doorway. Rain poured over its body, but it wasn't moving. Its face, there wasn't one. Only smooth gray skin stretched where eyes, nose, and mouth should have been. One long hand slowly pressed against the glass. The entire window cracked. The old man fired. The shotgun blast shook the building. The creature didn't react. Instead, the cracks in the glass began spreading by themselves. Tiny, slow, like invisible fingers were pulling them apart. The old man screamed. It never stops. Then every light in the station went out. For 3 seconds, everything was black. When the emergency lights came on, the old man was gone. Only the shotgun remained on the floor, and muddy footprints led toward the back hallway. Not away from it, toward it. I grabbed the shotgun and ran outside. The creature had vanished. My car was still there. Engine running. Driver's door wide open. I jumped inside, slammed the door, and floored the accelerator. The tires screamed across the wet pavement. I didn't stop driving for nearly an hour. Finally, I reached another gas station. Bright lights. Several customers. A young cashier smiled as I walked inside. "You look like you've seen a ghost." I laughed weakly. "You have no idea." I told him about the old station. His smile disappeared. "What road?" I told him the highway number. He slowly turned his computer monitor toward me. It displayed an old newspaper article. Gas station owner disappears after strange midnight incident. October 14th, almost 40 years ago. The station burned down the next night, the cashier whispered. No bodies were ever found. I felt cold all over. "That's impossible." He shook his head. "There's never been another gas station on that road." I reached into my jacket for my wallet. A folded receipt fell onto the counter. The paper was yellow with age. Across the top it read, October 14th, 1987. Amount, paid $28.40. Exactly the amount. I had pumped. At the very bottom. Written in faded ink were 6 words I swear hadn't been there before. "We'll see you again next storm. Story 1. The Last Pump, Part 2. I didn't sleep that night. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw the faceless figure pressing its hand against the glass. By sunrise, I had convinced myself that exhaustion had played tricks on my mind. Long drives, heavy rain, an empty highway, my brain had stitched together a nightmare. That explanation lasted until I unfolded the receipt again. The paper felt brittle, like it had been sitting in a drawer for decades. The faded date was still there, October 14th, 1987, but there was something new. Another line had appeared beneath the first message. "You left too early." My stomach tightened. I threw the receipt into a trash can outside the motel and checked out before noon. By late afternoon, I had reached my brother's cabin. I never mentioned the gas station. Instead, I asked an innocent question. "Is there an old station off Highway 16? He looked at me strangely. My grandfather used to warn us about one. I felt my pulse quicken. He said travelers sometimes claimed they found a gas station during storms. But when police searched afterward, they never found anything except burned concrete. That night, another storm rolled in. Just after midnight, my phone buzzed. Unknown number. I answered without thinking. Static. Then the same dry voice I'd heard at the station. The tank isn't full. The call ended. Outside, I heard an engine idling. I looked through the window. A rusty pickup truck sat in the driveway, the same truck from the station. Its headlights were off. No. One sat inside. The engine continued running. Then, very slowly, the driver's door opened by itself. No one climbed out, but muddy footprints appeared in the gravel, one after another, moving toward the cabin. I locked every door. The footsteps stopped on the porch. 3 knocks echoed through the house. Boom. Neither my brother nor I moved. Minutes passed. Silence. When morning arrived, the porch was empty, except for fresh gasoline dripping across the wooden floorboards, forming a single sentence. You still owe us. Story 1. The Last Pump. Part 3. Neither of us called the police. How could we explain gasoline writing words across a porch? Instead, my brother contacted an elderly retired sheriff who had worked the county in the 1980s. The old man arrived before sunset. He listened without interrupting. When I showed him the receipt, his face turned pale. "I've seen this before." He explained that every few years during violent storms, someone reported finding the same gas station. Some returned, some never did. The missing people all had one thing in common. Their vehicles were later discovered with completely full fuel tanks. No drivers. Only cars. The retired sheriff reached into his wallet and removed another receipt. It matched mine exactly. His was dated 1996. "I escaped," he whispered. My partner didn't. He looked directly at me. "If it calls again, don't answer." That evening, the storm became the worst I'd ever seen. At exactly 12:14 a.m., every light inside the cabin went out. Outside, a flickering neon glow illuminated the trees. Red, blue, red, blue, like an open sign. Against every instinct, I looked through the window. The gas station stood where the forest should have been. Pump number 4 glowed beneath the rain. The old man from the counter was outside. Now, he wasn't waving. He was begging, shaking his head, telling me not to come. Then something stepped out of the darkness behind him. The faceless figure, only now it wasn't alone. 3 more shapes emerged. Beside it, all impossibly tall, all perfectly still. The old man disappeared into the darkness. Without making a sound, the creature slowly turned toward the cabin. One raised a long finger and pointed directly at me. Every car alarm within miles suddenly began blaring. The neon station vanished. So did the figures. By dawn, the storm had ended. The retired sheriff walked outside. First, his truck was still parked where he left it. Its fuel tank was completely full. He hadn't filled it. Neither had I. When I checked my jacket pocket one last time, the old receipt had returned. The message at the bottom had changed for the final time. Account closed. Next customer waiting. I burned the receipt immediately. It turned to ash in seconds. But sometimes when thunderstorms roll across empty highways, I catch the faint smell of gasoline through closed windows. And whenever my fuel gauge drops below a quarter tank, I leave the highway immediately, because somewhere beyond the rain, a faded neon sign is still waiting for another lonely driver to stop for fuel. No one knows where it appears next. Only that it always opens after midnight, and every customer pays eventually.